It's hotting up. It is hotting up. But first, Manchester United doing Manchester United transfer things. Are you having a laugh? Unbelievable, guys. My hair's a right mess today. Pre-warn you. My God. Manchester United apparently making moves. Now, look at that. I wish I had my bloody app because that looks abysmal. I can't lie. Let's try and do that. Let's try that. I'll do. So Manchester United today, guys, have moved forward with the Benjamin Sesko story. We saw yesterday that Newcastle United were going all out to get this guy in. And it's like Manchester United decided to wake up this morning. It's like they looked at it and went, hang on a second. We ain't missing out on this. So Manchester United apparently in talks. We know that there's outgoings that the club are looking at. But I've got to be honest, I didn't expect us to be moving this quick. I didn't expect Manchester United, and I didn't expect the big boys who report this to come out so quick and say that we were looking at this as well. So first and foremost, big up to yourselves. Let's say hello to people in the chat. Chappie, yes, my guy. Hope you're well. Anthony, good to see you, my friend. Jamie, evening to you. Hello, Dan and everybody. Yes, of course, one of the OGs, Andy. Good to see you, my friend. Evening, Ben. Anthony out. Sesko in. Let's have it. Let's fucking have it. That's what we want to see. Hello, Dublin Games. Hope you're well, my friend. And good to see you, Steve. Right, now, guys, we hit 800 last night. So if you're new, you know the drill. Hit the subscribe, hit the like. Now, let's get into this. It's been a whirlwind day. Whirlwind day. So Man United presented Benjamin Sesko their project and figures. Now, the important thing to notice here is the player is said to be impressed with Manchester United's efforts to sign him. Now, Newcastle aren't backing down. And let's be honest, why would Newcastle back down? Newcastle they've been told no by everyone, bar Alanga. And of course Ramsdale. So they've got their offer. They've spoken to him already. It's now Manchester United's turn to speak and to try and flirt and to try and get him interested in the project. Now, interesting fact here says that there's some conflicting things here. And this is from Plettergoal. Leipzig now want 69.4 million for him. Now, is that too much money, guys? And the other question it begs is, can Manchester United afford that money? You know, we were held to ransom for a long time with Brian. We know this. And I'll be honest with you, you know my thoughts on why this happened. This happened because Manchester United couldn't go for anybody else while they were trying to get this deal done because Brentford would have put the money up. Now, the other thing to notice about is Ben Jacobs has said that apparently Manchester United pitched to Sesko a year ago and are now prepared to meet his terms. This is ramping up, guys. This is ramping up a lot more than I expected it to. I'm still of the opinion that because Newcastle have got money and we have been led to believe that we don't, that this is going Newcastle's way. But what I will say, you remember about 3 weeks ago when I said Manchester United have got a surprise transfer in them? Is this the surprise transfer? I'll ask the question, is this a surprise transfer? Let's go through some more of these comments. Good evening, Ames. Hope you're well, mate, and great to see you. Jamie says, I'd take Sesko, but would rather Watkins, though. Well, you know my thoughts on Watkins. I think for right now, I think Watkins is better. But look, I'm not going to turn Benjamin Sesko down, guys. I'm not going to sit here in front of you and say, I don't want Benjamin Sesko. Mental. Subra, hope you're well. Yes, and the OGs. Hi, Nick. Back after a break from football, enjoying the darts. Apparently, it's been fucking phenomenal. Mustafa, good to see you. Jamie says, you've done amazing, Dan, since the days of watching you on TikTok. Thank you very much, Jamie. I really appreciate it. As I said, you know, the OGs have stuck with me and we keep going. We keep building. Dublin Games says too much money. Do you know what, Dublin Games? We've only just fucking started this. Let's put a poll in there. Let's put a poll in there. Simple question is, I'm going to put the pound sign, 69.4 million too much for Sesko. Simple yes or no, guys. Simple yes or no. Is the money that we've been quoted at 69 million too much for Benjamin Sesko? Have at it. Let's go through some more of these comments before we carry on. I think we go for Sesko. We beat Newcastle to Cunha. Brian, why not Sesko? Sesko to United is 50%. Very true. Can we afford not to sign him? Stephen, Stevo, Peachy, the main man. That is a great comment. This has the feeling to me, it has the feel to me of when Manchester United went toe-to-toe with Man City to get Robin van Persie. Now, the goalposts have changed slightly then because Manchester United and Manchester City were going all out for the Premier League. And Van Persie come in and won us the games single-handedly sometimes to get us the Premier League. This has the same feel. Out of Manchester United and Newcastle United, neither of us can afford to lose this battle. If we lose this battle and we don't get Watkins, European football, bye-bye. If we win this battle and we get one of the two, I fully expect us to get European football. And it goes the same for Newcastle United. Now, I'm going to say this. I don't know if any of the Newcastle fans are in here tonight. I haven't seen them for a while. They have gone quiet since we've started signing players. But I'm going to say this. What does this mean to Newcastle United? Newcastle United cannot afford to miss out on another transfer. And it is worth noting, again, I will say what was said by Plettigol, that the player is impressed by Manchester United's efforts to sign him. It's worth noting that this was spoke about a few weeks ago, where it was said Benjamin Sesko didn't care that Manchester United didn't have European football this window, this fucking year. So this is something that I'm reading into here. Has there been comments from Sesko to Manchester United has the players' camp, let me start again. Has the players' camp said to United, look, Newcastle have come in. He wants you. I suggest if you're going to do something, you come in and do it now. Because, again, we have that not-so-secret weapon in Christian Vivell, who has worked with him for a long time, back when he was a 16-year-old. This kid is known by important people at Manchester United. Now, there's that argument that Ruben Amorim wants Premier League proven. But I will agree with what a lot of people are saying about this. Can we afford to miss out on him and Newcastle go on and achieve so much with him? If he goes to Newcastle and scores 20 league goals and we don't get him, then you sit there and you go, fucking hell, what if? What if? Honestly, it's like, it's bizarre how this transfer window's turning around. Anthony says he wants us, and the big thing at the start was we only want players that want to be part of the project. Anthony, that comment is sublime. It is, mwah, mwah, it is sublime. This goes back down to if he chooses us over Newcastle, that is a big if. We don't know all of the ins and outs yet. It's only reports coming out. If he chooses us over Newcastle, it shows that regardless of what people say, and I've been quite pessimistic about this, but Manchester United still have a pull. That sounds wrong. Don't take it like that. We'll go through that in a sec, Mustafa, don't worry. Andy says if we are going in for him and don't get him, then Watkins is a defo. Well, here's how it could unravel with Manchester United. If we go in for Sesko, say we bid the money they want, and he turns around and says, do you know what? Thanks for the offer, but I'm going to go to Newcastle United. I'll tell you what it does with the Watkins information. Aston Villa then say, well, hang on a minute, you were going to pay that for Sesko. We want the same for Watkins. And that puts us in a shit situation. It is up in the air, folks. There's a few of you in. Make sure you're hitting the subscribe button and make sure you're hitting the like button. We got plenty to talk about tonight. Was playing FC with my brother and missed up yesterday, but I'm happy with the Sesko news. Welcome back, Akko. Hope you're good. Non-prem transfers are a big risk. I completely back that. Completely, absolutely back that. But this guy is a different beast to Rasmus Hojlund. I will say that. Okay? When we signed Rasmus Hojlund, he come off the back of a 9 or 10 goal haul for Atalanta. Bearing in mind, yes, he was 20, maybe 19. We looked at potential, but we paid 74 million euros for him. With this guy's got over 100 goals. He's 22. He's the same age. He's just turned 22. He knows where the back of the net is. I've said it before. He's a big boy. He's pacey. He does a lot of his play on the floor. He can rise for a ball in the box. I am absolutely fucking excited. This excitement, ever since Friday when I was miserable after the presser, it just seems to have done that. it just seems to have risen. Let's go through some more of these comments. Seeing Cecil donned in a Slovenian flag, shivers. Thanks, Nishan. Liked. We have been scouting Sesko for at least 3 seasons now. He was even an option just before we signed Xerxes. So I'm a yes, says Nick. Honestly, guys, I think this is massive. Paul says, only here because I'm sick of the Liverpool fans and they're waffling. United will finish above Liverpool. Tesco is the guy United need. Come on now, Paul. Always welcome here. Temeskin says, I liked Sesko, Carlos Baleba, Hojlund, Donnarumma to United is better for next season. Please, Ineos, make a plan. I'm going to put this to bed straight away. Donnarumma isn't coming to Manchester United. You can clip this up. Regardless of the fact they've signed Chilwell, he is not coming to Manchester United. We cannot afford him. We can't. He would want big, big wages. Most of us would be happy with Watkins at 60 million, add another year to the payment plan. Price is the same. Fair enough. We have spent 130 million, but it's only so much in installments, so we have money. This is a good comment. Manchester United haven't paid that full 130, 140 up top. They haven't just gone bang, bang, there you go, we pay. We have done installments. And I also go back to what I said to you a few weeks ago. Leipzig were interested in doing it in installments. This just switches the pendulum. And will Newcastle now go all out and just throw money at it? Do you remember when we used to do that? Cunha and Buemo and Sesko front three. Sesko's first goal against Arsenal would devastate them. Well, they were interested. Imagine it, right? He signs for United. The opening game of the season, you have Sesko that Arsenal wanted at the start. You have Gyökeres that Manchester United wanted at the start. Honestly, it's like a fucking dodgy swingers party. I feel like we're bidding for an unopened box from Amazon, lol. What's inside? Will they perform? This guy's got a bit of history, though. I feel better about him. 69.4 is all right. If we have 100 with us, if we have 60 to 70, it's kind of risky. I'm happy if we get Sesko anyways. Don't forget, guys, that there is more news on transfer outgoings. I've got that later on. I kind of feel like United know that there's outgoings coming. I kind of feel like we know now who is going to be leaving and when, which is why we're saying, right, let's go in for this. Sesko is not going to win anything at Leipzig and Newcastle. We are not prone to trophies, just major ones. Newcastle won a trophy last season. Let's not forget that. Sesko could turn into our Isaac. Honestly, Andy, imagine. Sesko is very underrated. He's a good fit for United. I reckon Klopp is the reason Arsenal didn't go for him. Okay, interesting thought there. If Amorim wants Premier League proven, he obviously doesn't want Sesko. There is talk, right? There is talk that there is that inner monologue between Amorim, Vivell, Wilcox and Barada. How many times have we seen this where a manager said, I don't want him. I'm not sure on him. And the club brings him in anyway. Now, Amorim, it's worth noting, is not the manager. Okay? We had that with Ten Hag. That fucking mess with Ten Hag where he was at the helm of a lot of these transfers. It was what he wanted. We changed it up slightly. We've gone out there and got players and they work in the system. Now, I genuinely feel like if Manchester United are being serious here, if Vivell is being serious, if Barada and Wilcox are being serious when they're not too busy in fucking Miami doing what they're doing, then Manchester United go out there and do it. Go out there and do it. If you know the outgoings are coming, then show the fucking world that we can do this. Okay? It's as simple as that. Big up, it's me, Everest. Hope you're well. Moxie, here he is, my main man. Even everyone, Sesko wants United ahead of Newcastle and they could go for Jackson. Nicholas Jackson, man, he's been passed around almost every fucking club in Europe, that guy. And shout out to yourself there, it's me, Everest. But if supposedly Villa don't want to sell, how screwed are we if we lose Sesko to Newcastle? It's a very good question. I genuinely feel like if we miss out to Newcastle, Villa will demand big bucks for Watkins. The Watkins story is not done yet. The Watkins story is far from over. Yes, and of course, guys, make sure you like the stream. Make sure you're liking. Do we have the money for Sesko? Nugible. I'm going to say Nugible. It all depends on the outgoings. And I go back to it, guys. I will go back to it. I know I've just said it. Do Manchester United have in their head that they know that these players, Anthony, Sancho, which we'll get onto a little later, are close to leaving the club? We know that other clubs have come in for Anthony now. We know that Chelsea have re-expressed their interest in Garnacho. I feel like something's coming here at Manchester United. I could sit here in 3 weeks' time after we've just been dicked by Arsenal because we haven't made any more signings and go, what the hell was I waffling about? But do you know something? We have to have that belief. We're coming off the back of our worst season. Every rival fan loves to remind us of this. But let me tell you something, brother. If we do this right, we could surprise a lot of teams next season. I am absolutely sure of that. And again, I want to say this into the mic. Surprising teams isn't Champions League or winning the league. Surprising teams is them thinking that we can't finish 6th, 5th. So this signing is going to be a massive impact for Manchester United, whether they get him or whether they don't. It's massive. 4 weeks to get it done. Don't trust Ineos to get it over the line. They'll probably put it in an offer as 45 million as their opening gambit. Niche fan, I disagree with that, because what Leipzig have come out and said is that is the price. And what Leipzig have on their side here that Manchester United can't do, United can't go in and lowball thinking that the player wants to come to us, because Newcastle are ready to pay the money. So Manchester United have to think fast. And this is something that Manchester United haven't been famed at doing for a very, very long time. We haven't been that club that goes, do you know something? We're getting that player. Over we go. Get the conversations out of the way. Let's get Fabrizio doing the here we go. Move on. We haven't done that for a long time. Us even being in this conversation today absolutely stuns me. The fact that Ben Jacobs, Fabrizio Romano, Plettigol are all saying that we are in the conversation today surprises me. Benjamin, this is what was said by Fabrizio. So Benjamin Sesko's chances of joining Manchester United or Newcastle are 50-50. The clubs are in a fight to sign him, and this could be the story of the week and in the next days. So what this tells me is that all of the big boys, they are all expecting that this will happen soon. This isn't going to be something that's going to be like an old shit game of tennis, back and two. They expect this story to ramp up extremely quick. Now, for Manchester United, let me tell you this straight away. It wouldn't be a case of signing him and shipping him out to America to go and play in a friendly. If we signed him, I guarantee he wouldn't meet the squad until they get back. And then it might be Fiorentina. Now, he has been doing pre-season with Leipzig. We know that. Now, the other thing to remember as well, there's more. I got so much for you tonight, guys. I got so much. Apparently, again, there is a gentleman's agreement between Sesko and Leipzig that if he tells Leipzig there's a club he considers special, then the price will drop to between 70 and 80 million euros, and between 5 and 10 million euro in add-ons. There is so many twists and turns in this story. This isn't just a bog standard, pay the fee, off you go. This is mental. Now, I was going to cough then. Now, let me ask you this, guys. Let me ask you this before I go to the comments. What are you giving this out of 10? And be brutally honest here. If you're a rival fan or a Manchester United fan, your chances, 1 being no chance, 10 being it's done, what are your chances? What do you think the chances are of Manchester United doing this? Because I've got to be honest with you, I'm 50-50. This all boils down to how much Manchester United want him. Now, if the reports are true that he is twerking for us, well, then it all boils down to how much the club wants to go over there, pay the money, and get him playing for United. If this player wants us, we cannot, and I mean this, we absolutely cannot rely on another Brian deal here. Okay, we cannot rely on the fact that Brian Mbeumo, we know the story, that he was absolutely convinced about Manchester United. He had no one else in his mind. He had no one else. He was like Drake. I got my eyes on you. That's all he was for Manchester United. We can't rely on this with Sesko, because I think if United piss about, Sesko will just go, do you know what? Off to Newcastle. You obviously don't want me. I'm going. Let's go through these comments. Sesko is better than Gyökeres since Bundesliga is a harder league than That's a good comment, that is. It's a good comment. Sesko fits the system really well, defending from the front with high press and great energy. I agree. Only 18 likes. Let's get those likes up, people. Haven't been this hard since Rude, says Peachy. You know what I mean? 60 million for Watkins over 3 installments, or Sesko 70 million over 5 makes more sense. I agree with that, Nick. Absolutely. I got that one. Don't worry. Dan, I need more people to change my mind about Sesko. Everyone was happy with Rasmus, and look what happened. Guys, Rasmus and Sesko, two different kettles of fish here. We've got Sesko, who looks like a person who just wants to score goals. We've got Rasmus, who will try, but ultimately fail. We've seen it so many times. Like Shia LaBeouf, let's just do it. Honestly, I'm pumped. I'm fucking pumped. Jamie says, I'd say after a striker, we need to go for a goalkeeper. I really don't mind. We need a midfielder. Jamie, I've got news on that in a sec. Can't we do 240 to 270 salary for Donnarumma? Nah, we won't do that. We can't get rid of Onana. There's no way. There's no way. So Andy says 8 out of 10. Nelson just says yes, and there's 2 people going for a run. What do you reckon the chances are? Tell me to fuck off. Moxie says 6.5. Isaac comes in with a dose of reality. I can't see United being able to afford it, at least in the terms of the number of installments. I think Newcastle will just be able to offer more. I don't mind realism here, Isaac. You're not on a fan channel here where I'm going to go, Isaac, you're talking bollocks. What the fuck are you doing? I want that. Because in these moments, as a Manchester United fan, we are getting gassed. There are a lot of us that are going, oh my God, it's happening. Oh my fuck. Oh my good. Oh my God. We need that realism. We absolutely need to stay steady in this. Andreas says 4. Anthony says 8 out of 10. Very positive sign as he wants us. And the pull of United is huge abroad compared to Newcastle United. Absolutely no disrespect. And I don't think that's a bad thing to say at all. Newcastle can always outbid if it comes to that. 5 out of 10. He supposedly likes us better. This is something that I will say about that, though, Wahaha. If he wants United and United are willing to pay the money that is agreed, I've got a feeling about this. If United go in and say, right, we'll pay the money, Leipzig, and Newcastle go, well, no, we'll up it, we'll pay more. Then you have a problem with the player and the club. Because if the player and the club have agreed to a premium, to a fee, and because Newcastle are offering more, they then say, no, we're not accepting it. You're going to have to match that, United. Then there becomes a player problem. Then becomes the players talking about this gentleman's agreement and saying, hang on a second, we had an agreement. And then what you don't want is to see another Gyökeres situation here. So I take what you're saying there, but I think there's more to it than that. Dublin Game says 7.5. Moxie says, I'm saying 6. And yes, hit those likes. Over 100 in here tonight. Let's make sure you're subscribing, yeah? Let's make sure you're liking, yeah? We are on the road to 1,000. Chat, where are we at the moment? Mods, let me know whereabouts we are. Nelson with the yes. Steve, have a look at Sesko's highlights. I mean, everyone look at them. Everyone have a fucking look at them. Ben says, I'm 9 out of 10 sure he's coming. He wants United. We need a striker. Imagine the backlash for Jim and the Glazers if we miss out and he goes smashing it at Newcastle. Ineos have had a lot of stick. We know this. Ineos have been that barrier for the Glazers. I think there's a situation here where Ineos are of the same opinion. I think they're in the same opinion here that this player is available. They don't want to spend the money. But I think if they've been told by the agent and the player, look, come and bid, we want United, I think they're stupid and I think they're foolish to miss out on that. This is an absolute fantastic way of getting the fans on board. It is, and it's not a signing of the superstar variety that we're going, we're going to spend 100 million to bring Ronaldo back. We're going to do stuff like that. We're going to bid for Bale. It's not that. This lad has got potential. He's been scouted by the club for 3 years. What's the? Let's have a look at the vote. Where the vote is so fucking close, guys. We are literally neck and neck. Is 69 too much for Sesko? That is fucking neck and neck. If you haven't voted yet, hit that vote button. This boy can turn into an absolute monster. His skill set is pure madness, and I want to believe he will pick us. Malik, I fucking agree with that. Andy says if Newcastle lose out on Sesko and lose Isaac, that would be bad. Newcastle, I'm telling you now, Newcastle fans, if anybody's watching, you need this probably more than Manchester United. You do. Because the transfer window hasn't gone anywhere near as well as you'd like it. You need this more than us. If I'm United and I'm serious about getting him, I think we have a 100% chance to get him. Malik says for me it's a 6. Steve, okay, there's a conversation going in there. Got huge trust in Vivel, Wilcox and Barada. Will pull this one 9 out of 10. Sesko is young, huge, and the investment. Now, Titus, you make a good comment there, and I will say this. That's a great comment because this does absolutely fit in with the transfers that Manchester United have been making of late. We have been going out there snapping out young talent that are going to get better and better. And there is that key word again, resale value. Manchester United are looking at this different than they have done for a while. Wahaha says, like and Subble, we're booking you for a romantic weekend with Mason. Fucking hell, you better do it. 13 goals in the Bundesliga last season is worrying. Ahmad, let me have a look at Leipzig's performance last season. I'm pretty sure that they didn't do well last season in the Bundesliga. Let's have a look. I got my eyes on you. 223 to 224. No, it's not that one. Hang on a second, guys. Let me just have a look at this. Right. I can't see it. Let me have a look. Does anybody know where they finished in the table last season? I don't think they finished great. I can't fucking find it here. Table. Here we go. Right then. So they finished 7th last season. They didn't have a very good season. Where have you seen that before, guys? Where have you seen that before? Beauty Channel says we don't want to see Sesko, Newcastle, new Isaac. Bring him at Old Trafford, a new beast indeed. Honestly, worth a watch also. And Bremo highlights if you want to get a little excited. We haven't even seen Brian play for us yet, guys. And we know he's not going to play on Thursday night. The front three is just changing drastically. And I think the club are absolutely pushing as hard as they can to get this done. Wahaha says, I don't think it is. His numbers remain the same to the season before, even though Leipzig was much, much worse this season. Fair. We're at 811 subs. So come on, folks. If you haven't done already, please subscribe. Guys, it takes 2 seconds to go subscribe, hit the bell, make sure you're notified when we come on. Every night, 9 p.m. we do this. Every night. Football fans of all clubs are absolutely welcome here. This is a football chat, and we fucking love talking, don't we? David says, sir, sell Mount, Hojlund, Anthony Hojlund, Collier, Shaw for Sesko and Baleba, period. We can't afford to go with Casemiro, Shaw and Mount. Old Casemiro, injuries for Mount and Shaw, we can't afford. Baleba's out the question, dude. I appreciate that, though, David. I appreciate the comment, but Baleba's out the question. Another problem I see with this deal is another Hojlund situation with a young, promising striker coming in and struggling with the pressure at United. But clearly, he is an unbelievable player. You're giving it a 7 out of 10. Changing your mind a little bit there. A couple of years ago, United paid a lot of money for an unknown, unproven French teenager. The rest is history. Martial! Anthony Butley says 13 goals from a striker would be a cracking season for us. Yeah, we'd be popping the champagne. We've got double figures for a striker, lads, in the league. Oh my God. Let's just get it done. 15 million up front, 3 installments of 15 and 10 possible add-ons, 70 million total fee for Sesko. I think I want a bit more than that, but I love that. And yes, thank you very much, Isaac. I really appreciate that. It's been a long journey and we're only just getting started. Dan, you don't need another young striker, says Bradley. Mateta or Watkins would be a better signing. Look, you know my thoughts on this, guys. And Bradley, if you know I've said this, I would rather a Watkins, but I can't not get gassed about Sesko. 7th, says Andreas. What's that, mate? Oh, thank you, mate. You're telling me about Leipzig. Leipzig in and out of Europe. This RB project might be. Yeah, I agree to that. 37 likes, right then, guys. 37 likes. There's 122 in here. Let's try and get that to 50, guys. That would be phenomenal. I'd happily take Rasmus. No, you wouldn't, Paul. You don't want Rasmus. Hi, Dan. I would love Sesko. I love that. It's a bit worrying. Brian is not up to speed. Thought he would have kept himself super fit. Yeah, but he's not been training with the first team, chappie. That's what it is. Don't worry. Don't read into that too much. Now, Manchester United have again been in the news with Fabrizio Romano, and he has said today, it's just fucking, is it Positive Monday or what? I've had a great day at work today. I see all of this stuff. I've got you beautiful people to talk to. It is a fantastic Monday. The song, it's Friday, I'm in love. It's Monday, I'm in love. What a fucking day so far. So he's come out and said it could be 2 or maybe 3 more signings for Manchester United before the end of the window. A striker, as we said, with Benjamin Sesko in the conversation. Now, the goalkeeper is a funny one. So for Fabrizio Romano, he is of the opinion Martinez is 35% chance for us to come to us. I've already given up on Martinez. We know that Manchester United went out to try and get him on loan. got absolutely laughed at the door. That's over. I still think it's a Le Mans for me. But the third signing, he goes on to say, could be a midfielder because maybe in the final weeks of the window, they can find the right opportunity and could go for that new midfielder. Now, one thing I don't want Manchester United fans to get gassed about here, okay? One thing I don't want you to get gassed about. We saw Kobbie Mainoo and we saw Ugarte play very well against West Ham midweek on Saturday night, okay, Sunday morning against West Ham. Don't think for 1 second that we should just go, right, absolutely fine, we don't need it. There's our midfielders there. Let's just move on. Let's move on. Let's save money. And more importantly, don't let Manchester United make you think that either. Excuse me. There's a lot of positivity coming out. You're seeing Ugarte plastered everywhere that Manchester United can find a place to put him at the moment. We should not rest on our laurels with that. So I think the midfielder situation is something I agree with Fabrizio there. The midfielder situation will be at the end of the window. Now, there's one problem with that. I'm going to cough a second. You don't want to hear me say that. Hang on. Oh, that's better. There's one problem with that. And the problem is, if Manchester United get to the end of the window and haven't signed anybody, who are we going to go for? It will be Ndidi from Leicester. I'm fully convinced about that. We missed out on Richard Rios, who, by the way, looked absolutely incredible for Benfica. It is looking very worrying with Douglas Luiz because now apparently Juventus are hoping to use him as part of the deal to go for Hojlund from Sporting Lisbon. Now, the only thing that's saving grace there, I don't think Douglas Luiz will want to play in Portugal. I think he wants to come back to the Premier League. So sit tight with that, guys. Sit tight with that. Let's go through some more of these comments before I go into Garnacho. And yes, as Bradley says, like and subscribe, people. Let's get those numbers up. Let's get those numbers up. Brian will hit the ground running soon. What else we got? Just think 20 goals, Sesko, 15 each for Cunha and Brian, and 10 for Bruno. Andy, you make a valid point there. 20, 35, 45 goals when you compare last season. I can't remember what I wrote down now. I think the strikers, the three of Hojlund, Garnacho, and Bruno, I think it was something like 20 goals between the lot of them. So Manchester United are absolutely buying in the right positions. Instead of us just going for a scattergun approach and thinking, oh, we'll go for him or we'll go for him, there is planning. And let me say something else about this, right? Let me say something else about this. At the start of July, Manchester United fans were sat here going, well, we're fucked. We haven't gone and got anybody. We're still trying to sort the deal out with Brian. We've been rejected twice. There's no talk of us going anywhere else. Where the fuck do we go from here? This transfer window could end up being a whole different window, and we could actually sit there and go, do you know what? Considering all the financial problems, we've got rid of Rashford, Garnacho's gone, Anthony's gone, Sancho's potentially gone, Malacia, bless him, is over there on the training pitch on his own. We could see a whole different style of play, a whole different front look of the team. We could have positivity back, people. Okay? Remember that. Dublin games, we're on 43 likes, are we? Yes. Let's get them up to 50 people. Liked and subscribed. Thank you very much, Anthony. Much appreciated. I don't understand why Chelsea are trying to buy so many wingers. It's mad. Jamie, honestly, if Ant's on a postcard for that, I haven't got a fucking clue. Do you know what irritates me about Chelsea? I mean, I could go on for hours. Is they'll buy these players who will fail absolutely fucking miserably, but then they'll still get 40, 50 million for them. And you sit there, you go, how? Well, I saw something today that João Felix is now the fourth most expensive player ever. Fourth highest transfer fees ever. João Felix. World's gone fucking it's gone bonkers. You'd swap Havertz for Rasmus. Fucking hell. Oh, I think you'd live to regret that one, Paul. The song is The Beautiful People. Sesko is talented. Yes, I agree. Havertz should have been brilliant. He should have been Anthony, but I think he was ruined by a want by Arteta to play him up top. Agreed, Dan. You need a good central midfielder to play alongside Bruno or instead of Bruno. We've had that conversation now, haven't we? 44 likes. And what have we got here? So Bradley says Ndidi is solid. Is he solid though, guys? Is he solid? Like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he is solid. And also, I don't like the fact that we'd have to spend so much money on this guy to come for him in wages. He's on a big wage. He's on an absolutely big wage. So I'm not so sure on that one. Dan, real test of number knowledge for you. Oh, is it 86? Is it 86, Ben? Is it 86? I'm not sure. I'm on the fence on this one now, to be honest. He's a great player, but when you look at recent deals from strikers for the Bundesliga to the Prem, a lot seem to flop. Fulkrug, Werner, and the like. Yeah, I see that. I see that. I agree with that. Manchester United have got to take a punt, haven't they? They've got to take a punt. If they're serious, if they've seriously scouted this player and they are sure that this is the player they want, they've got to go for it. They have to, because what's the alternative? They say no. He then goes to Newcastle, scores 20 goals, and you go, we fucked up on that one. I wish we got Rios too, mate. United need a striker, Ernest. I agree. Like and sub, lovely people, or some watery tart will throw a sword at you, says wow. We're on 45 likes now. Love that. Add a few more goals in there for Ahmad Dorgu and, of course, Slabhead. Now I'm saying what we're doing. I did say not to look at this guy. Look at this guy. Moxie, honestly, you're my therapist on this channel. When I was screaming on Friday, you were there saying, guys, chill. Have you seen that Meghan Markle interview? We haven't signed a striker yet. We haven't sold any players yet. It's the power of yet. It's come back to bite us. 1 game a week, so hopefully they'll put it all out on the pitch. I agree with this. Remember, Amorim said about the players, he wants them fighting for these positions. And he said, you will either be playing every game or you'll play 1 game in a while. That's what we want from a manager. Chelsea will buy for medium to high price and sell their sloppy seconds to Arsenal, who will happily take them. Agree with that. 46 likes. Let's keep them pumping. United must sign a number 9 striker. I agree with that. 47 likes. Kobe's better than Ndidi. Yes, Andy. Kobe Mainu, everyone said he was finished. And again, I'm not going to get into what I've just said there about thinking everything's sold after 1 game. But what I will say is we know the potential that Kobe Mainu has. Okay? I want to see this kid have a very strong pre-season to put him in contention at the start of the season. 88, bollocks. Oh, but it is, there we go. The power of positivity. 48 likes. Rios next season, 80 million. It wouldn't surprise me if Rios gets sport next season for like 60, 70 million somewhere else. Benfica are very good at doing that. 49 likes. Indeed, he is horrible. Honestly horrendous. Was miles off the pace with Leicester last season. Another player at the end of his career. If United want to progress, they have to move away from his deals. That's exactly what I think on it. And we do need another striker. Don't worry, Dan. You'll be back to panic settings before December. Hey! Come on now. Where are all these votes coming from? 164 votes and only 49 likes. Come on, yes. Let's get the 50. I want to see 50 likes here, people. Oh, hang on. There we go. 51 likes. Love that. And yeah, no, Kobe Mainu is not going to Spurs, okay? There is more chance of me being picked to fight Alexander Usyk and smashing him up with one arm tied behind my back than Kobe Mainu going to Spurs. That is a dead story, a non-goer. File it under bullshit, move on from it. Every starting player needs a backup. Kobe's going to replace. Do you know something, Anthony? I like that comment. I do like that comment because we know that Bruno isn't seen as going to be the number 10 for much longer. Kobe absolutely has this season to push himself in contention to be the person to pick up when Bruno starts to drop off. So I like that comment. I do like that comment. And yes, we've smashed the 50 likes mark. Keep going. Honestly, hope Amorim fields a Carabao Cup team this season using players who are often substitutes and some of them youngsters. I actually agree with that. Like, I genuinely feel like we used to do it, didn't we? Like, the only thing I would say is it depends on how our season's going. If we get to the later rounds of the Carabao Cup and we're like fucking 10th or 11th and we're so far off Europe, well, then I disagree. I think, Moxie, then we have to play the first team. We have to go for it. But if we're in a good situation when we're sort of 7th, 8th, 6th, 7th or 8th, still in with that chance of Europe. Who's that messaging me? And then we look at it moving forward, then I'd agree with that. I would agree with that. What's this here? We need Sesko. Yeah, we absolutely do. Now, let's go on to the Garnacho news. So Chelsea are interested in signing Garnacho with a possibility of landing both him and Xavi Simons this summer. However, Simons remains the top priority for now. Yes, Kev. Big Kev in the house. Good to see you, buddy. Ben Jacobs has said about this transfer a couple of times, but he has said today that Chelsea could bid for Alejandro Garnacho in addition to Xavi Simons, as reported on TalkSport last week. Another left-wing possibility. Even after Gittins, due to Quenda arriving in 2026, Mudryk being unavailable, and Sancho returning to Manchester United. So I said to you guys that there is a chance that this happens. I just wonder now, and Santos, he plays on the right, I think, Neto. He's more on the right, isn't he? Cuts in. I just wonder with this, the talk about Sesko, I think that there's news ramping up. You know, you've got to remember, players like Anthony, players like Garnacho, players like Sancho. I don't think Sancho gives a flying fuck, to be honest. But players like Garnacho and Anthony, they will 100% be wanting to do some pre-season with a team, because they know the longer that they leave this running on, the longer it's going to take for them to be ready. They won't be in the first few match day squads because they'll be so far behind. So I fully expect Manchester United now to be in a position where we are looking at getting everything done. I genuinely feel like it. I think we've had that lull. We've been waiting and waiting and waiting. And now we're starting to see the stories coming out more and more. And I will go back to the people that are reporting this. Fabrizio Romano, Ben Jacobs. Now, we're waiting for David Ornstein because he seems to have everything on toast this preseason. But those links are the sort of links that we want to be reading. They absolutely do. Now, I did see a story about Jadon Sancho. And look, we haven't really spoken about him much this summer. Let me have a sip of this. Oh, that's fucking gorgeous, that is. Now, with Jadon Sancho, it's gone quiet, and we know this. The whole thing with Juventus has just dropped off a cliff. Kind of like his form at Manchester United, to be fair. Apparently, this is Sky Germany reporting this, but Borussia Dortmund are considering bringing Jadon Sancho back for a third time. The player and club are in contact, but Dortmund are yet to make a decision. Sancho can leave Manchester United for between 18 and 20 million. Now, with this story, I want you to air a caution of I wouldn't say, do you know what? Just be careful getting excited by this story, because there's two things with this. Two major things. One, Beg Dortmund, and I will call them Beg Dortmund, not Borussia. Beg Dortmund have done this before. Can we loan him? We love Jadon. Can we loan him? You know, we'll bring him in. He's been here before. We love him. We cherish him. Let's bring him home. They have shown in the past they can't afford the wages for a fucking start. He's on how much? 250k a week. He was willing to drop to around 180. Some would have you believe. Dortmund ain't paying that a week. Dortmund 100% are not paying that a week. So I look at this with an air of caution. Run this story with an air of caution. I'll be honest with Jadon Sancho now. I won't believe a fucking word any of the journalists say until I see that bozo with a shirt being held up like this. Yeah, well, you know, it didn't work at United. I'm here to do my best. I won't listen until that's done. I absolutely will not listen. Let's get through some of these comments. Somewhere I'm missing a few of these. We can seriously target a European place and challenge and go for the FA Cup. Agree with what you said about the Carabao latter stages too. There we go. Let's have a look at the votes. So the fucking hell, that vote, guys, is so close. Also, 208 votes. We can easily get that in subscribers here. So smash the like button and hit the subscribe button, people. We're on the road to 1,000. The votes are going up to 280 here. 208. Let's hit the likes and hit the subscribe button. You beautiful, beautiful people. We are on that journey. We're on that path. I can only do it with you beautiful people hitting it. How about Jesus on loan? Arsenal don't need him and want his wages off. Apparently he's going to Flamengo, I've heard. isn't he, Paul? Simmons will flop. Sesko to United. Update me, Finlay. The update is, and if you are late to the show, the update is. Let me go back up my notes here. Manchester United have presented Benjamin Sesko with the project and figures. The player is said to be impressed by Manchester United's efforts to sign him. And Newcastle aren't backing down, though, with an offer expected. Leipzig now want 69.4 million. When they say that he's impressed with their efforts, are they like, no, United making all that? What did we do? Did we put it in a Valentine's Day card? Benjamin. In fact, was it like I was going to say 50 Shades of Grey there. Was it like Love Actually when we're outside the door with the fucking signs? To me, you are perfect in every way. What a thing. So that's the news. United pitched to Sesko a year ago and are prepared to now meet his terms. There is the talk that Manchester United and Newcastle United, it is a 50-50 race here. Let me just have a look on Twitter and see if anything's broke. Let me have a look if there's any more news, because, look, we like to keep up to date with this. And if we were to miss anything, we'd be absolutely fucking fuming. Nope. It's coming out more. Fucking hell, there's me telling you not to listen to the Sancho news. It is coming out more and more, that is now. Okay, yeah, there's nothing coming out there. Again, Jadon Sancho with Dortmund. There's more news. I'm not getting excited. Fucking hell. I tell you something, even the United Stand are talking about it now. Must be fucking true. Talking of Garnacho, changed his name to Alex, but he's still a... Kwame says we need Sesko. We absolutely need Sesko. It's me, Everest says, like the stream or 7 years, bad luck. I've been married 7 years. Huh. Well, that explains everything. What else have we got here? Do Dortmund have the money? They absolutely don't. 55 likes, 816 subs. Loving the support for these great shows. Keep them coming all. Exactly that. Thank you so much for the support. Let's keep those subs coming, though. Let's keep them flying up. We are doing so well, and we've got so many more targets to hit. There are still double the viewers than likes in here. Come on, chat. Hit the likes. It's that simple. Bradley says, would you do a straight swap for Sancho for... No, definitely not. There's only one swap that Manchester United should even entertain with Juventus, and that is Jadon Sancho for Douglas Luiz. Anything else? Absolutely not. Would you do a straight swap for Sancho? No, I just said that. Fucking hell, it's like I'm glitching. I'm the Matrix. It's free to like and subscribe, says Anthony. It absolutely is. I'm sick of teams pleading poverty, trying to buy our players, but it's different when we want to buy. Look, Manchester United, right, have had the following teams come to us this season. They've had Real Betis, FC Beg, FC Barcelona, and now we're looking at Beg Dortmund. Oh, hang on a minute. What's happening here? Oh, right, okay. I thought that was Pete from the Loaded Mag messaging the group, and he's a Newcastle fan. I thought he saw something then. That my heart skips then. If United sign Sesko and a good goalkeeper, United will truly finish top 3 this season. Okay, look, the positivity, there's nothing wrong with that. Oh, and so he's going to have Alex on his shirt wherever he goes then, Ben. Dan, you're a legend. Keep it up. No, you guys are legends for coming and supporting this stream every time. And Talent says we need Sesko. Starting your own channel is your best decision of 2025. Maybe this will bring positive changes to your team as well. Thank you. It's me, Everest. Honestly, I've meant to have done this years ago, and I kept pieing it off. But best decision I made, because I get to talk to you fantastic people every fucking night. There is other bits of news. So there is news on outgoings on the loan front. So we've got Toby Collier is set to leave Manchester United on loan this summer. The intention from United is to facilitate a loan move for Collier, and it is expected to clear the pathway for a midfield signing. Toby Collier going out on loan is 100% the correct decision, by the way. I said this. Did I say it last night? Mods, did I say this? We absolutely need to make sure that we loan Toby Collier out. I don't see a place for this kid in this team this season. Not with the fact we haven't got Europe and we can do Europa and play him in that, not Conference League. This kid is going to need the time to go out there and develop as a footballer. At the moment, with the way that we're looking at it, he has got Kobe Mainu, like it or not, Casemiro, Agate, Bruno Fernandes. That's 4, okay? That's 4. So I I kind of look at it and I go, why wouldn't we loan him out? And actually, I wonder if it says more about the fact that they see Kone getting more opportunities in cups. So potential there. And forget, as I say, he's 21. He's 21. So let's absolutely get him some loan time. Now, another thing is a lot of people were saying, why isn't Vitek on the tour? Well, the answer to that is Vitek is now just joined Bristol City on loan after signing a 3-year contract with Manchester United until 2028. So I know a lot of people were worried about Vitek and saying, why hasn't he got any minutes on the tour? That is why. Other than that, guys, let me just check if there's anything else there. No, there isn't. There absolutely isn't. Okay, so let me just go through some more of these comments. Everest is on a high tonight. Congrats, Ton. Who's that? Congrats, Ton. Have we hit? We haven't hit 100 likes. Surely not. We hit 100 likes? No, we're on 66. I don't know what you're on about there. Okay, yeah, perfect. That's fine. You said about Collier going out. I do, and 100% agree. Exactly that. Jack Fletcher should go out on loan 100%, and he wants to live in Bristol. I really don't understand. Just spend the money on Lemens. We all know we have the cash. And to be honest, Dan, I don't see him getting in the team full time with the others in front of him. Well, this is true. This is absolutely true. So now we've had a chance to digress everything. I've asked this question several times, right? I've asked this question several times, but I'm going to change it tonight. With Benjamin Sesko up front for Manchester United, if we get a goalkeeper with Brian and Cunha, I don't want a cup competition. I'm going to tell you this now. Manchester United, for me, have to, with these signings, go out there and finish a minimum 7th position. They have to as a minimum. What I want to know is from you guys, where do Manchester United, as a minimum, if they get a Sesko or a Watkins, but let's go Sesko, get Lemons in goal with the 2 we've already signed, where is the absolute minimum that Manchester United have to finish from you guys? Put it in the chat. But let me just have a quick sip of my drink while you put it in there. I'm fucking so thirsty. Honestly, this is the cheap version of San Pellegrino, whatever it is. Right then, let's have a look at these. Right. A lot of you commenting. Brilliant. Love it. Mr. Napster says, Hojlund 1000% needs some competition and Sesko seems the only reasonable option. Jackson is a non-starter and Ollie Watkins wouldn't suit Amorim. I disagree. I think he would suit Amorim. I think he absolutely would. But I agree with the other part. So Sayat says 6th. It's Me Everest says 7th. Dublin Games says 4th. Andy says 6th. Fucking hell, we are flying in here. Rocky says top 5. Mr. Napsa says 6th. Abdi Rahman, I'm sorry if I've said that wrong, sir, says top 4. Titus says 4. Wahaha says, I'll have the cups. You can have your 7th. I see your cups. I raise you a 7th. Bitches. Top 6 minimum with these players coming in. Anthony says, if we get Sesko, we have to get top 5. We need Europe to finish the build and pay for the team. If we don't get a midfielder, we won't get top 10, in my opinion, says Roddy. Nothing wrong with that. I love these comments because it shows that people still have that realism on their heads of like, okay, let's not get clouded here. Players I think need to go out on loan. Collier, Amas, Fletcher, Wheatley. I agree with that. I agree. With Sesko and Lemens, I say 6th. Add a CDM to that, I'd say top 4. Now, top 4, man. I think we're a season away from doing that. I think we're 2 transfer windows away from looking at that, but I love that. It will be interesting to see who we can bring in next transfer. Hopefully we have more money then. Well, look, the easy way to get more money, qualify for fucking Europe. It is within our power. We have the ability to do that. Simo says 5th. MK Photography says with Sesko and the other 2, got to be aiming for 4th. Nice FA Cup win. Bradley says 7th. Chappie says 8th. Minimum of 7th, says Moxie. Better win a cup and be 15th than 7th without a cup. Fucking hell. We don't want to sound like Spurs fans there, let's be honest. We don't want to do the Spurs thing. We win the league, guys. We have to win something, and that's why we are what we are planning. We still have more squad without European football. A lot of people thinking that we push up here this season. We're winning the league. I believe in us, says Lamin. I believe that you believe in that, mate. 7th to 8th, if they all stay fit. I don't see the depth at United if you get injuries in the wrong positions. Fair enough. Should we loan out Konate? Now I want to keep that kid. I want him to train along with the first team, play some under 23 games, but ultimately be in and around the squad. Tough, but try for top 4. Fucking, I love this, right? This is the possibilities. This is the endless possibilities. Trophies is what matters, and Europe comes with the cup. Wahaha. I know, but wahaha. Can I ask you? Look, I agree. I see what you're saying. But if we go out there and spend, so with the ones we've signed, 130, say we spend, so that's 200 million on 3 players for us to finish 15th and win a cup. I think that would be abysmal. I think it'd be abysmal. And get Europa, I'd be happy. Look, I get what you're saying. And again, this is why we do this, because it's all about opinions. Realistically, Carabao Cup is worth nothing. It's worth the Conference League, though. Is it worth the Conference League? I'm delirious at the moment. Chat, let me know. I think it's worth the Conference League. Where are we at on... Guys, we are at 826 subscribers. We have had a fantastic night with subscribers. The question is, there's 122 of you in the room still. How many more can we get? So we are, right, Ben, if you're still here, or any of the mods, what squad number are we away from 850 on the subs? What squad number are we away from 850? I know it, but what do you think it is? Eric got us a couple of trophies, and look what happened to him. I agree with that, Andy. Sorry, fucking hell. I agree with that, Andy. The problem is, I feel like Manchester United can't afford to just be a cup team this season. I don't think Amorim can afford to be a cup team this season. Well played, Wahaha. Well played. That's well played. That is well played. How am I silly? I'd rather get Europe by earning it. Who said you're silly? Oh, right. Wahaha. Respectful, guys, as always. Come on now. Yes, Conference League, that's still 40 million in the kitty, pays for Brian and Cunha for a year. Europa League if you win the Carabao. Oh, it's Europa. Okay. 805 subs. Have we dropped down to 805, Andy? No, we haven't dropped down to 805. Surely not. What did I say? No. We haven't. Everybody watching, chat, get involved. Look at the number, right, of subs we've got. What Manchester United player are we away from getting to 850? That could change if people are liking to try and mess it up and change it up. But where are we? There we go. Saya comes in with 827. So 23 off. 23 off. A Shinji Kagawa, I'd say. Calling the Carabao Cup useless is silly. Wahaha, there was a few years ago where we would say that as fans, though. We would say that as fans, but I get it. We're in a different scenario now. Right then, guys, you have got another couple of minutes left. This is your time to tell me what you want to talk about. Any questions you've got for me now, I'm an open book. I will answer them for you, as long as it's not about how many times I wash up my underwear a week, because I won't do that. Any questions, fire them in. Let me just have a quick sip whilst you're thinking. That is fucking phenomenal, that is. Oh, that is stupidly good. Menu number 73 away. Amorim needs to give... Right, so Amorim needs to give him time to turn it around this season. Needs to be consistent. 1 and anything above 7 should be a win. No European football should play into our hands to keep players fit. We lose 7-0 to Liverpool after a great run, and Ten Hag says we only lost 3 points, and always Frankie de Jong. I agree with that. Any cup is a chance for us to see a game. Do you know something? Actually, before you put the questions in, I've got a statement. I've got a question to ask you all. Okay, let me get the mic in with this. Right. Manchester United fans, rival fans. Anthony, I'm on the payroll. This is the question I've got to ask you. If Manchester United bring in the 3 remaining players that I want them to bring in that we've been touted with, so the goalkeeper, the striker, and the CDM, that will be with Cunha and Brian and also Leon. Would you say Manchester United have backed Amorim enough with players on the pitch. And therefore, if we don't succeed this season, would it be Amorim's fault? And quite rightly, would he be sacked if we don't do what we should be doing? Simple question. If we get the players in, we fill the positions that we are looking at, would you deem it as an acceptable transfer window that they have provided Amorim with the players to move this club forward? I'm going to say yes. I don't mind saying that. If we get the 5 players in, I think, bearing in mind the money that we've got here, I'm saying that they will have absolutely... Who's this? You don't want to see that. I think Manchester United will have backed Amorim enough, considering the players we're trying to get out and the players that we're trying to sign in. I want you guys to tell me if you think that they will have backed Manchester United, if they would have backed him enough. And if it doesn't work, will it then fall on Amorim? No back the manager, says Siat. We need to back the manager full stop, says Andy. I agree with that. Where have I said that I want him sacked? Chat Pro _1000. Didn't say it. I asked a question. So if you want to rewind a little bit, you might be able to see it there, bud. Try again. Dublin Game says yes, an acceptable transfer window, but still think he shouldn't be sacked and be given another season still. I don't think he should be sacked. I want to have that absolutely clear. I said that do I think Manchester United will have backed him in the transfer window? I absolutely do. But then the follow-on from that is, if he doesn't succeed, do you think he will be sacked? I don't think he'll be sacked. I don't want him sacked. Don't get that twisted. But I do think with 5 transfers that we absolutely will have backed him. And I do think he needs to then start integrating and showing us a clear progression in the way that we play football. Now, I will go as far as to say that West Ham, there was progression. I thought the pressing was fantastic. The way that we were building up the play, the double pivot was phenomenal. I thought there was a lot of good positives. We need that in the league this season. And I think with the 5 players, I think we'll need to see progression. I don't want this manager sacked. I've said several times, I think that you have to give him the season regardless. Absolutely have to give him the season regardless. Good transfer window, but not sack Amorim because this is a free window process. We'll agree with that. Yes, but they are clearly backing him by isolating 5 players on massive wages, risking a financial loss. Okay. I think Amorim can only get blamed after cleaning Ten Hag's mess and getting his players in. That's a fucking great point. It's a great point. I think they will have backed him to an extent, yes, but he needs more than 1 season to change the whole system and culture along with the current state of the squad. Absolutely fine with that. Absolutely fine with that. Am I asking for too much too soon? Have I got copium in me? I don't know. But I kind of feel like that they will have given him the best that they can do this transfer window. I would still expect to see us do more than we did last season. With the players that we've brought in, I would expect to see an improvement. That's all I'll say on that. No, I don't. Even if we finish 10th and we get all the players, I think we should stick for the long haul. Brilliant. Love that. Absolutely love that. That would be a decent back and a good progress. I think we need several windows to get back to our usual high standards. Dan, who has been your most underrated player ever at Manchester United? That is absolutely simple. Dennis Irwin. Dennis Irwin or Gary Neville. Both underrated. Both, I mean, fucking hell. Alex Ferguson said you needed Dennis Irwin to win the league, and he was absolutely spot on with that. No, I don't think there is. There is a massive lack of depth there. Additionally, one of the crucial things for Amorim's system is attacking wing-backs. United still need to add in this area. I don't think we do on the left. Not at the moment. Not at the moment. Amorim won't have time if results are bad by Christmas. He'll be gone, says Michael. Okay, I feel a little poll coming on here. You've charmed me, guys. You've charmed me. Let me close this poll, which, by the way, finished on fucking 290. So 53% of you said yes, it's too much for Sesko. That surprises me. Right, new poll. If we are, I'm going to say 15th by Christmas. Is there a world where Amorim gets sacked? Simple question. If we are 15th by Christmas, is there a world where Amorim gets sacked? That's going to be an interesting one. I want to see your opinions on that, guys. I do want to see your opinions on that. Imagine Gyökeres misses a sitter on opening day and Sesko scores a brace. Imagine Gyökeres misses a sitter and then whiffs off his mask and it's Rasmus Hojlund in disguise. We can't keep sacking managers. Give him time. Nothing wrong with that. Yes, Amorim needs to be given time to build his team and have players who play for the badge and fans, not for the money and fame. Parchy sung, Park, honestly. Absolutely man-marked Pirlo out of a game in the Champions League. Yes, and I think he'd still get time. I think Jim knows how difficult it is for a manager to implement a style of play with players not suited to it. Sacking him would be back to square one. I absolutely agree with that. Dennis Irwin, Roy Keane. Roy Keane's not underrated, though, Mr. Napster. He's a fucking... I love that, man. Mine was Carrick and Park. You are swinging from very pessimistic to over-optimistic within 4 down. This is all because of you, mate. You had me thinking about what I should be doing. Kobe should be used in the pivot. I think that's Kobe's position. I don't think we should use him as a 10. Definitely not. We haven't given any manager long enough, apart from Ten Hag. I disagree with that, Anthony. I think Ollie had plenty of time. Michael Carrick is one of the most criminally underrated players, in my opinion. And underrated is Nicky Butt. Nobody ever mentions his name. I love that. That's a great comment. I saw a piece on him today about the work he did when he went to Newcastle. They love him there. We can't keep sacking managers, bring in a new guy, and then he's stuck with players he doesn't want in his new system. A merry-go-round. I agree with that, MK. Absolutely agree with that. What's the vote at here? Yes, this is what I want to see, people. Yes. 67% so far are saying no. Get your votes in, people. Get your votes in, you beautiful bastards. We're on 829, so we are a Diego Forlan away from hitting 850 on the subs, guys. We are a Diego Forlan away from getting to 850 on the subs. How should Kobe be used? I think I answered that one. That's fine. Chicharito was just I loved Chicharito. Little P. So Jim won't keep hammering. Nice, the French side, have had 6 managers since 2020. That is worth noting, by the way. Nice they sacked managers all the time. Wasn't chat? Let me know. Wasn't what's his name? Patrick Vieira, Nice manager, and they sacked him. Can I revote? Of course, I think you can, can't you? If not, sorry, mate. Yes, he'll get sacked. It only shows he has a 15th place mentality. Wow. I want to see this vote again. See, it's getting close. Oh, it's starting to closen a little bit here. Let's have a look. Dropping down. What are we on subs, guys? There's still a fair few of you in here. Right then, we are a Robin Van Persie away from hitting 850. We are a Robin Van Persie away from hitting 850. I thought he was. United just needs to stick with Amorim. Otherwise, the cycle continues with squad overhaul after squad overhaul. You can't run a club like that. We were similar back in the Championship. Look, the one thing I'm going to say about Amorim, and if it come across wrong what I was saying, look at that new fucking hairstyle. If it come across wrong with what I was saying before, I apologise. But I don't want this manager gone anywhere. I don't want him going anywhere. Manchester United, Ineos, the Glazers, okay, Barada, Wilcox, Vivell, all of them, all the cronies. What you face this time round with Ruben Amorim is you've got a manager in place where the fans absolutely fucking adore him. They adore him. They sing his name over and over again, loud and loud and proud every game. I've seen us 3-1 down and they're still singing the song. Manchester United, for me, have to give this manager time. There could well be a situation where we get, after the first 5 games, we're sat there in 15th going, oh, shit. You don't qualify for Europe in the first 5 games of the season. This season is a long testing. It's going to be a long testing season for Manchester United. Yes, we haven't got Europe, but emotionally, the fans are going to feel it. The players are going to feel it. The manager's going to feel it. Everyone is going to feel it. We need to be together and united more than ever now. More than ever. Is anyone else glad that Steve O'Deal fell through and we got? Yeah, absolutely. Phil Neville was underrated, would fill in all over the park, put a decent shift in, would even treat us to a double step over every now and then. Phil will tear us apart. Yeah, remember that one. Sesko would transform us, says Darren. He will turn it round like he did at Sporting. He just needs time and patience. United not in contact with Sesko. United being used to push price up, says Chris. I don't know, Chris. When you've got Fabrizio saying it, I'm not sure. Let me just check Twitter. Let me just have a quick look and see if anything else. Newcastle. If this is true, guys, fucking hell, if this is true. Newcastle have already made preliminary contact with Nicholas Jackson, but Chelsea wants an astronomical 80 million. Newcastle's valuation is 65 million. That is being reported by Mark Douglas of iPaper. Is it reliable? I'm not sure. Do I like reading that? Abso-fucking-lutely. I can't see anything here that says that we're being used as a name to get the bid up. I can't. I think when you've got the likes of Fabrizio Romano coming out and saying what he's saying, that there's a 50-50 chance, I'm going to back that all day long. I'm not concerned. I can honestly sit here and say I'm not concerned. We are a Brian away from 850, guys. We are a Brian and Mbeumo away from 850. I think it's dropped already. He won't go to Newcastle regardless, says Darren. Fair. I think a good start is key to gaining confidence and buy-in from the players, though. Yeah. Look, the players, it's all on the players, how we start this season. You can put a lot of it on the manager, but the players absolutely have to deliver. We've got the tools there. The formation looks a little bit better with these players in. Yet, granted, we haven't seen what Brian can do. Let's be honest, we're getting all this positivity. We haven't seen Brian play yet. We haven't got the striker in yet. We've got Diego Leon, a young kid. If this was how different it was playing West Ham with just one of them, I can't wait to see what happens if we've got fucking 3 or 4. Jackson ain't worth 50. He ain't worth a tenner, mate. Am I dreaming? But was it Sesko that scored that trailer? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Top binsed it. A Scholesy to 850, guys. We are dropping here. A Scholesy to 850. Who is going to be number 850 of the subscribers? Let's get that done tonight. Let's get that done. We hit 800 yesterday. Let's finish this stream on 850. Get them going. Get them going, chat. Get them going, mods. Took Fergie 4 years to win a trophy, and as they say, the rest is history. To be fair, Chris has a good point. Fabrizio has been putting a lot of nothing stories to drive up prices or interest in players. He's been banging on about Isaac and Liverpool relentlessly. Do you know what, though? I'll forgive him now, Isaac, because he does get it right a lot more times than he gets it wrong. I genuinely do. Honestly, I'm not even fucking joking, guys. Get to Aldi and get this. It's fucking... Oh. That is stunning. Us getting Sesko, Newcastle getting Jackson would just be cruel. Bring back Ashley Chance. That's fucking hilarious. How many goals did Cunha, Brian, Bruno, and Sesko bank for us this season? If we get Sesko. Remember, it's a big if. If we get Sesko, those 4 players, there's no reason why we can't get 50 goals as a minimum with those 4 players. As a minimum. I'd go as far to say 55. And yes, everyone subscribe. Come on now, guys. What player are we away now, guys? What player are we away from hitting that 850? 44 goals last season. The 2 we've got plus Sesko adds at least 30 on top of that. I love that, Darren. Love that positivity. Jamie says, as I used to play for a goalkeeper, I hate how bad Onana is and costing us after having the big Dane of Van der Sar and David De Gea. Even Barthez was better than Onana. Yeah, I agree with that. United can't afford him. You know, all right, Chris. Out of question, just out of curiosity here, who do you support? I need to know this. Not to have an argument with you. Don't worry. I find it interesting when people say things. I want to know who you support, buddy. 78 likes. Let's keep them coming. 95 in here. Like if you haven't already. I agree. Isaac, well, his representatives are asking 300 grand a week to stay at Newcastle. How much does the Isaac exit impact the Sesko signing, and vice versa? Because they could have a situation here where they don't sign Sesko and they lose Isaac. I'm telling you, Newcastle, man, they're living dangerously. Aldi sponsorship incoming. You better believe it, big balls. Aldi, if you're watching, I have been peddling this can all fucking night. Honestly, guys, get it. It's fucking glorious. Did you see Morgan Gibbs White interview while he thanked the owner when he looked like he was about to cry? That was classic. That was classic. Isaac, are you happy about that? Are you happy about Morgan Gibbs White staying? MK says you should put the moth in a picture frame and then send it to the 850th subscriber. Look, the 850th subscriber can get these bad boys. But you know what? I do look fucking good with these. I'm so sorry. I don't know what this says. If anybody can translate, I'm so sorry, but I can't translate when I'm on stream. It won't let me. It won't let me. Let me see if I can find it quickly. Oh God, here we go. Hang on a minute. I'll see what's said. If this is abuse after I've just oh, is it Cristiano Ronaldo? Is that what it says? Oh, Cristiano Ronaldo. Okay, fair. Cristiano Ronaldo. No problem. I'm happy with that. A little P away. A little P away, guys. We are so close to getting 850. Let's get that done on this stream. Jackson will go for 30 million in 2026. I'm a United through and through. It happens every year. United get linked and everyone tries to push the price up. Thank you for letting me know, Chris. I appreciate that, bud. Appreciate that. I just want to see where your thinking is. That's all. Here's my take on it, Chris. I'm going to take these fucking glasses off. Sorry, mate. You don't want to see that. Here's what my take is on it. This all depends, and if you're late to the show, this will all depend on two things: Garnacho sale, Anthony sale. I genuinely feel like if Manchester United are honestly in a situation where they know they have to get this signing done. If they're in that situation and they know they have to get this signing done, then what I'm going to say to you now is, are they not utilising the fact of the sales? Have they not got it in their minds that these sales are going to happen and they're now utilising this to get the sale of Sesko? Because as I said before, I'll go back to this and I say this with chest out, Manchester United cannot expect or demand or believe that Sesko will do what Brian and Mbeumo did and sit there and say, do you know what? I'm impressed with Manchester United. You've charmed me. I'll wait for you until once you've got the money, give me a call. Once you've got the money, I'll come. That won't happen. That will not happen. Manchester United can't do that. It was a one-off with Brian and Mbeumo. It won't happen again. So that's my thoughts on it, Chris. What are your thoughts on what I've just said? Are you looking at it from a different point? Let me know. I think Isak stays if they don't get Sesko. I don't think he does, Ben. I think he wants Liverpool so bad. Looks bad at a contest. He just played in a pre-season friendly. I said this to Wolfie as well, to be fair. Could we sign Sesko this season before the window closed? We absolutely can. This, guys, what I'm going to say, like I said earlier on, this Benjamin Sesko deal is not going to rumble on for weeks. It's not. This Sesko deal is an Elvis Presley waiting to happen. It's now or never, sign him for me. That's what it is. If Manchester United are serious about this, and we will know in the coming days, then they have to go out and get this done. Newcastle United have made their pitch. United apparently have made their pitch. Apparently, according to Ben Jacobs, Fabrizio Romano, no, Pletigol, there's so many. Pletigol has said that he is impressed with United's efforts. We've got a lot to watch on this. We've got a lot to watch. One of the biggest clubs in the world. They can afford any player. It's how much they are willing to risk. That is a deep statement. I love that, Anthony. Sesko will choose United over Newcastle all day, says Darren. And thank you for subscribing, my friend. Those glasses go really nice with the shirt, to be fair. I'm telling you, these glasses, these glasses make me look sexy. Sexy. We are a Jisung Park away from 850, guys. We are a Kanchelskis away from 850. Hang on, that's the same number, isn't it? Guys, we are close to the 850. Who is going to be the one to hit that 850 mark? Who is going to be the one to hit that 850 mark? We are so close. Also, it's worth noting the poll is at 52% for Will. Is there a world where he gets sacked by Christmas? That is interesting. That shows me how close this fan base is in their decisions here. We have to get a new striker. We can't have another season of Rasmus up top. Nobody wants to live in Newcastle, so he won't go. I won't have that. Newcastle's a decent night out, you know. I've had a cracking night out of time a few times in Newcastle. 80 likes, by the way. Right, guys, there's 92 of you watching. Here is the target. 100 likes by the end of this video, 850 by the end of this video. I was meant to finish 20 minutes ago. The wife's already finished fucking Love Island. I'm staying on for you people. According to a BBC gossip page, United have made a £35 million bid for Sporting's Morten Hojlund. Nah, that's fake news. Honestly, Michael, don't listen to that. The guy's got a massive release clause. There's no way Manchester United, I'd like to think, would be so foolish to do that. Honestly, if they did that, that would just be fucking ridiculous. Is there anything else? Oh, who is it that wanted to sign Thomas Muller for United? I got bad news. He's gone to Cincinnati. Okay. There is news here about... Hang on a minute. What's this? Hang on a second. We have got news. Oh, no, it's okay. Why Manchester United should step away from Vlahovic. I'll tell you right now why Manchester United should step away from Vlahovic is because Vlahovic is shit. Vlahovic is not the striker Manchester United want. Vlahovic, I'm going to say it now, is an older, more expensive wages version of Rasmus Hojlund. We've got a Rasmus Hojlund that's younger and on less than a quarter of his wages. We don't want to concern ourselves with that. 85 likes. Come on, people. 15 away from 100. Let's hit that 100 tonight. I smell Dan is going to watch Love Island on catch-up. What? Absolutely not. Cannot stand that fucking program. I hope we get a new striker, but I'd be happy to have Rasmus, says Jamie. If it's on BBC, it's probably BS. Did those glasses come from an insurance exhibition, by the way? It was a truck expo. Shout out to HGV Direct, yo. I think this deal is going to be dictated by the Isak situation. At the moment, Sesko would be first choice at United and only backup for Newcastle. I think he wants United as well, though, Isaac. If he wants United, then he'll absolutely wait for United. But it's how long he will wait for United. I don't think he'll wait that long. What's going off with Newcastle and Liverpool fans, I tell you. Fucking hell. There's no love lost in Newcastle, and there's no love lost there. Huge wages for Vlahovic as well. Have to go, Dan. Yes, have a good one, Siak. Good to see you, my friend. I bet Dan gets told about Love Island every fucking night. What United player are we away from 850 now, guys? Are we still on a Park Ji-sung? We are on an 850. What on earth is that outside? I've got two absolute skagheads that have just walked past the window doing noises like a duck. The fuck is that? Are you a trucker? No, I am a commercial insurance broker, yeah? I am the glamorous of the glamorous. Yeah, thank you, mate. Football 365 says, give me sport and goal reporting United have lodged an initial 43. Right, I tell you what, we're live on air. Let's have a look. Hojlund. I can't see it myself. Hojlund, Juventus. Apparently, Juventus are flying in for him at the moment. Sporting want a fee between 60 to 80 million euros. Okay. What's 60 million euros in Great British pound, chat? Someone tell me. 60 million euros into pounds. So on a low end, it'd be 52 million. United aren't spending 52 million. United aren't spending 52 million at the moment, Moxie. I can't see it, mate. 43, I mean, that would show that we're trying to lowball them again, but I can't see that. I have to feel bad for Newcastle. Every player this window they want has gone somewhere else. Just makes Eddie Howe think, what am I doing here? Eddie Howe has worked wonders for Newcastle United. You'd have to ask, would this be a season too far? If they don't get backed in the transfer window like they haven't, they've only got Alanga. If they don't get Sesko, if they lose Isak, I feel like step too far. Supermoth coming for you tonight. Not me, mate. I'm hard. I'm well hard. What are we on now? Guys. We are a Chris Smalling away from 850. We are a Chris Smalling away from 850, and we are 15 likes away from the 100 mark. Oh, a Dorgu. We're a Dorgu. Is he? Is Dorgu 12? How do I not know that? I thought he was... What shirt number is Dorgu? I thought, yeah, we're 12 in, we. He's not 13, is he? Eh? I'm not sure that Dorgu's 13. Yeah, I think we're 12 now, aren't we? Aren't we a Chris Smalling away, or have we just lost someone because I got that wrong? No, we're a Chris Smalling away, guys. A Chris Smalling away from the 850 mark. If we don't get Sesko, Amorim will stick with Rasmus. At least now we've got Cunha, Brian, and Mbuemo. Sorry, Brian and Bruno for assists and goals. Rasmus will improve with these lads around. I'm sorry, Titus. I just don't see a world where Rasmus Hojlund leads the line for Manchester United and we end up going and winning things with. I just don't see it. I think that's why Manchester United are so open about going for that number 9. Rasmus Hojlund would have had that conversation, make no doubt about it, at the start of the season with them and said, do you back me as your striker? I don't think he's got the answer that he was looking for, and that's why I think Manchester United are actively going for a number 9. All the big boys know that he's a number 9. All the big boys know that we're looking for a number 9. I think that's what we're looking for. Dorgu's looking really good these last few months. I saw a stat, Jamie, about Dorgu. Hang on, let me get Statman Dave up. Statman Dave up did a fantastic stat about Dorgu today. I don't know if anyone saw it. So he said Patrick Dorgu averaged 4.38 progressive carries per 90 in the Premier League last season, putting him in the top 2% of fullbacks / wingbacks in the division. So much quality to work with. Dorgu is going to have a much better season for Manchester United this season. There were so many people that were there to say he's not the player that we need. He's not good enough. You know, he's come in and he's not looked great. This guy come in middle of the season where he was with a group of players that were absolute pish. I fully expect to see Dorgu up his game this season. He's still not anywhere near the finished article, but I fully expect this guy to do something at Manchester United. I think he's young enough, he's hungry enough, and I think he's got the potential and his ceiling is high enough to develop into a very, very good player for Manchester United. Underrated Phil Neville anyway. Fucking hell, Ben. What youth player are you hoping gets some kind of game time this season? 2 for me, Chida Obi and Kone. Simple as that. That's the ones I want, Michael. Rasmus is on cheap wages, so would possibly be a good backup. The problem with that, though, so the problem with Rasmus being on cheap wages and people saying, well, he could be a good backup. My argument is, Anthony, he's not a cheap backup. He's not a good backup. He's a 72 million flop backup. And we can't have that. We can't have 72 million on the back of the shirt, on the subs bench, warming it, can't get minutes. We need to try and get rid. If he's not got a future, let's just get rid. If any existing forwards at United suits Amorim's team, it would be Xerxes. He was brilliant in a fluid front three, thrived at Bologna in that sort of system. It'd be interesting to see how Xerxes gets on this season, because Xerxes has done work behind the scenes. He looks ripped. Now, my problem with Xerxes is I don't think he was agile enough last season, and I think he looked a bit off it. Will that change this season? I'm not so sure. He's going to have the chances. We know that, but I'm not so sure. He's not the answer. He's not the starter for Manchester United, put it that way. I'm excited to see Brian and Ahmad on the right side. Get down to 850 and I'll ring his doorbell and then leg it. Mate, I can fucking see here. How far are we off 850, guys? There's 75 people in the chat. We need... What do we need? Let's have a look. I need a dollar. We need 12 subscribers, guys. Can we hit 12? Can we hit 12? How many likes are we on? And we are on 86 likes. Let's see if we can get that. That would be phenomenal if we get that before the end of the stream. And we're not getting anyone. So we're not getting much if we sell him now, at least off the bench, grabbing a few goals could up his value. But the problem is, Anthony, he's not been scoring goals anywhere. We can't expect him to be that super sub role. Definitely not. Can I ask why everyone is calling Brian by his first name now? It's something we adopted, Isaac, back from the TikTok days. When I was doing TikTok a couple of months ago before we got onto here, it was Brian, because there was a chap who commented who spelt Buemo wrong, and rather than us ridicule him, which is what we don't do, we adopted the name that he said, which was Brian, and that is why he will be forever known as Brian, and we have the Brian Brigade now. So as I said, we're a community here. We look after our own. 87 likes. One last push. If you haven't already, go and hit the likes now. Yes, come on. Let's finish this video strong. Jamie says, go and do it anyway, Kev. And I love the fact, do you know how I read this? We are a rood away, guys. We are a rood away. We need 10 subscribers. Let's hit the 850 mark tonight. A rood away. Can we hit? We need 10 people to hit that subscribe button. There's 76 watching in here. Hit that subscribe button for me, guys. Let's get this completed tonight. That would be absolutely phenomenal. I would rather see United get Baleba, a goalkeeper, then put Xerxes up front. Dean, the problem is, right, this is the problem, bud. We can't afford Baleba. We absolutely can't afford Baleba. Baleba would go from, I would say, I think between 80 and 100 million. We can't do that. Rude. Check the poll, Dan. Check the poll. What's the poll saying? Let's have a look. Wow. Okay, so the poll has swung, guys. If we are 15th by Christmas, is there a world where Amorim gets sacked? It is now 58% yes. I will leave that poll for a couple more minutes to see if it changes. I will leave it for a couple more minutes. And yes, guys, if you are going, we've got to go follow our guy Kev. 108 subs away from 10k. If anyone is feeling generous, I'm waiting to ring doorbells. Hang on a second. Let me just have a look for something. Guys, as I say, how far are we away from? I think we're a Ruud van Nistelrooy away from 850. We need to hit that tonight, guys. That would be phenomenal. Phenomenal. Kevin TY. Let's have a look. Let me see if I can do something here. Here we go. If you want to show some love to our guy here, that's where you go and follow him, guys. Make sure you go and give him a sub there. I don't know if that'll work, Kev. Mr. Rude, who would you get, Watkins or Sesko if it was on you, sir? If it was me, I've already said that I'd go for Watkins because he's Premier League proven. However, the excitement that has come from the Sesko news today makes me think, do we go out and get Sesko? Look, Manchester United, if you're late to the party, are 50-50. Okay, there's a 50-50 chance between them and between Newcastle as to who gets Benjamin Sesko. We are close. We are close. What do we say here? What do we say? My thoughts are that if United want this deal, if United absolutely want this deal, then they will go out there and they will get it done. But we're in limbo. Until we know more, we are in limbo. So there we go. That's where we are with it. I want royalties on this, Kev, by the way. I want fucking royalties. 10 more for 850, guys. Good night. Yeah, take care, Nick. Good to see you, buddy. Going to bed now on a promise. Bloody hell. Enjoy, MK. I was going to say, good luck, but you don't need that. United, I'm stupid if they sacked Amorim. Completely agree with that. Not to wake her up, top show, guys. There we go. And here he is. This is the Isaac. This is the man that coined the Brian phrase. This is why we call him Brian. It's because of Jordan Freeman here. A big part of the community. That's what we do here. We'll have a nosy after this, buddy. Yeah, honestly, guys, make sure you go over there and support Kev. Fantastic. It's music. We all love music. In fact, Kev, I swear I've heard you singing before, mate. Unless that was just you putting the music on loud. Chat, whilst we're on it, what's your favourite band? Name me your favourite band. Name me your favourite band. I'll be interested to see. For me, it's one of two. For me, it's one of two. One of two bands. It's either Fleetwood Mac or Take That. Yeah, I know you do like Take That, Jordan. It's either Fleetwood Mac for me or I was going to say One Direction. I'm not going to say One Direction. It's Fleetwood Mac or it is Foo Fighters or maybe Muse. I do like Muse. What are your favourite? Meatloaf. Like a bat out of hell, I'll be going when the money comes. Muse. We will need Sesko then maybe after selling some players. If we have money left over, we can invest in the midfield. Madness must be love. Best loves. Madness, It Must Be Love is the greatest love song ever written. Period. Ever. Period. Dot. Period. It's the best love song ever. Watkins is such a difficult deal to do with Villa, not open to selling him. United have to considerably overpay to complete the deal, in my opinion. I agree with that. It is going to be a difficult. Like I said before, if Manchester United go balls in for Sesko with the money at around 66, is it 69.4 million, and he chooses Newcastle, you would better believe that Villa will turn around and say, show me the Benjamins. You were going to pay it for him. You're going to pay it for our guy. Soft spot for Oasis. Oh, I can't say it with this badge, can I? But I do like Oasis. At Tip Monkeys, is Anthony here? We sell? Not just yet. Not just yet. The kickoff is at 2:30 Thursday morning. Chat, answer this. Should I do the watch along at 2:30 in the morning for the Manchester United game, knowing that I have got work 4 hours after we finish the game? Should I do the watch along for the game? Because I've got to be honest, Mrs. Robinson pulled me to one side before and she said, you can't, you've got work at 8:30 the next morning. You shouldn't be doing that. I don't know, just subscribe to Sir Zambia Cucciolo. Is that to me, mate? I appreciate that. RIP, yeah, Aussie, man, that hurt. That absolutely hurt. Andy, some are saying Andy Cole, some are saying Zlatan. We are 9 away from 850, guys. Hit that subscribe button. Imagine if we do that now. Imagine if we finish on 850 tonight. That would be phenomenal, guys. And what are we on likes? Right, so we need 9 subscribers. We need 13 likes. There are a few of you that have just joined. Hit that like button. Let's get those likes up. I want them up. It's just risen by 1. Let's do M, people. Let's move it on up. Move it on up. Time to break free. I want to see these likes up, people. You beautiful people. You beautiful people. Yes, do the watch along so I can watch it in the morning. Take one for the team. And you know what? I fucking love this by Moxie Shun. This is the greatest comment. You do what you want with the watch along, Dan. I'll be fucking flat out. That sounds like something Mrs. Robinson would say. 88 likes. Get down to 1,000 by the Arsenal game. We're close. We're not far. Nah, not worth it, Dan. I will go with the majority here. If you want me to do the watch along, I'm happy to do it. With it being so late at night, we could always just wait and do the Everton one. When do they play Everton? Man United versus Everton. They play Everton. I think it's on. Okay, so Everton is at 10 o'clock on Sunday. That would be a doable watch along, guys. That would absolutely be a doable watch along. I feel like we can do that. I feel like we can absolutely achieve that one. So we'll do that. We will do the watch along for the Everton game. And yeah, Brian does look beautiful in that kit. I can't lie. I think we'll do that. If I wake up for a piss, I'll join you. I'm normally up around there. Nice one, Anthony. Appreciate that, dude. Thanks very much. Okay, guys. Look, we are a Bruno Fernandes away from 850. You could pull a sickie. I can't. I'm one of the bosses. I can't do that. If I do that, what am I showing my team members? Right then, guys. This is the 5-minute warning. We are a Bruno away. Can we get 8 subscribers in 5 minutes? This is the 5-minute warning. Eric, if you are new, mate, thank you very much for subscribing. It's good to have you on board. And Sesko should come. Absolutely, he should come. What are we on now? So 8 more subscribers, you beautiful people. 8 more subscribers, and then I can be a happy man. What's the latest on Sancho? If you've joined it, the latest on Sancho, if you join late, is that Borussia Dortmund, Beg Dortmund, as I like to call them, have apparently said that they are interested in him. Whether or not they'll put a bid in, because let's be honest, it's Beg Dortmund, Borussia Dortmund, and they can't afford shit. So I'm not believing anything with Sesko until I see him holding the shirt up for another club. Until then, I think we're destined to have him walking around the corridors at Carrington, moaning about how he used to be mint at FIFA. 90 likes, guys. 92 likes. Rude. You loved. Yeah, he is loved. Take care, Dino. Good to see you, mate. A Steve Bruce last minute, 850. A Steve Bruce last minute. Imagine. But I've read about Christopher Nkunku and Garnacho swap deal. Nah, we ain't getting Nkunku. We ain't. I don't see it. That's fake news. I can't see it. I can't see us going for Nkunku. His injury record alone for Manchester United would not be worth the signing. So I don't see it. I think I can see where the links are because Chelsea maybe don't want to pay the money. But if Garnacho goes, he goes on a full for me. He doesn't go in a swap deal for Nkunku. And we are, come on, guys, we are so close to this 850. I can feel it. We need 9 for 100 likes, and we need 8 for the subscribers to hit 850. Thank you very much, Shivang. Nice to see you on the channel, mate. I can't do that after being live. I'm sure work can see your channel. They would absolutely know, wouldn't they? They're absolutely busy last night, Dan. Oh, I had a fucking, it's such a cold. I was so ill. Really? What's this? United! I'd be absolutely fucking ruined, wouldn't I? OG, Rooney to 850. Are we a Rooney to 850? Never. Oh, I can see what you're saying now. I see what you're saying. OG, Rooney, number 8. Yeah, I got you. You broke my heart then. I thought we were closer. Can't join the watch along Sunday. I've got my wrestling that night. No problem with that. George King Eric away from 100 likes. 850 or 100 likes. The race is on. Please, I need to chat to you, dear. To who, Eric? To me? You can chat on here. There's no problem there. Pop a message on here. I'm happy to talk. Don't you worry. Got 2 shows to stream. You're a busy man, Jordan. You're a very, very busy man. What are we on now for likes and what are we on now for subscribers? We are close, guys. It is neck and neck. We need 8 for both. 8 for both. I mean, to be fair, the fact that we've got to where we have with the likes and with the subscribers tonight is absolutely phenomenal. I'm certainly not going to sit here pissed off that we didn't hit those figures. We've done well tonight. We've done absolutely incredible. And that's down to the OGs, that's down to the mods, that's down to Isaac, that's down to Jordan, that's down to Wahaha. In fact, Wahaha, why haven't I done this already, my guy? Why haven't I done this already? Where are you? Na 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 na. There you go, done. Look at that. Romeo done. Happy to help, Jordan. Happy to help, my guy. Right then, guys, what are we on now? I think that's a good place to leave it. I think we've had a phenomenal stream tonight. You can't end the show until 850 subs or 100 likes. Mods, chat, there's 68 people watching. Get them liking and subscribing. We've got literally a couple of minutes. Mrs. Robinson has just reminded me I've been on stream for nearly 2 hours. That was never meant to be the case. But why was Rashford really substituted before even the end of the first half? Really unfair for him. That is because he genuinely, I think he's not had a pre-season, Eric. So it's just a case of they have to work him back into the team fitness-wise. They have to make sure that he doesn't go in full blow and end up getting injured and missing a big part of the season. So it's just tactics. Dean says, just invited my mum, brother and sister to your channel. You have new subs. Fantastic. Thank you, Dean. Much appreciated, mate. That is phenomenal news. Phenomenal. And as Moxie has just said here, 842 subs and 93 likes is a good night. Tomorrow we hit 900 and we hit 100. Great chat, folks. Brian Brigade, Oot. And you know what? I'm going to follow on that with Moxie Shun. You have all been absolutely fucking fantastic tonight. It's been a great stream. We'll be back at 9 p.m. tomorrow, hopefully with more news on outgoings, hopefully with Sesko news incoming. Other than that, guys, it's been a great stream. Dan United, Brian Brigade, Sesko, potentially, Uta!